this
let
drug,
me
I
give
would
you
love
an
to discuss
example.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me give you an example. Levodopa class, okay? We're talking about the advanced Parkinson population, and let's say stage 4 patient. And patient has significant wearing off. And each dose of the oral levodopa intake, carbidopa-levodopa, might last only about 3 hours. And even with addition, this is with combination of dopamine agonists and MMO inhibitors. So obviously, it's taking immediate release carbidopa-levodopa, and even we want to have better coverage of the daytime. And from 7 in the morning to 10 o'clock, patient is going to need to take at least 6 or 7 doses.
Wow.
Every 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
And now, there are better options available. One of the medication now is Ritari. Ritari has a much longer half-life, and we know, in fact, it works much better than immediate release carbidopa-levodopa. If nothing else, it's just 1 hour longer than the carbidopa-levodopa, and that will reduce at least 1 or 2 doses for this individual, right? But unfortunately, Ritari is a brand name medication. Yes, overall working much better, and it doesn't mean it works for everybody. I just give an example. Ritari overall working much better than immediate release carbidopa-levodopa. Lasts longer with less wearing off. However, Ritari is a brand name. It's definitely much more expensive. And if you want to prescribe Ritari, chances are, still now, even Ritari has been in the market for more than 3 years, and chances are the private insurance, I give example, let's say Humana or United, and they're going to reject your Ritari. Simply, they say patient need to try carbidopa-levodopa, or they don't say it needs to try. Should take in carbidopa-levodopa. They don't give you any explanation. Simply, we know this is because it's cheaper. This is a one private insurance issue. Now, for Medicare, Ritari might be covered. However, the Medicare patient need to pay that portion of the copay. It's brand name, and copay might be $60, $80 a month for that individual patient. So that sometimes can be very expensive for many of the Medicare population.
And how often would you? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I would say, how often would you? How often would you not? How often would that have to or force you to change your treatment decision? And because of that.
Well, I mean, partially. For example, the Medicare population. This is what kind of tricky here. This is one medication patients going to need to take the rest of their life. It's not like antibiotics, and you're going to take it just a couple weeks, and then you don't need to take it anymore. If that's the case, it will be easy. I can even simply give the patient some samples, cover that duration. That will be fine, right? But this is a medication patients going to take it for the rest of their life, and you can't just give a sample to cover that few weeks, or a coupon doesn't apply for the Medicare population anyway. So what you're going to do, and if they cannot afford a copay, I have to switch to something else. That's for the Medicare population. Now, for the private insurer, it's most of the time probably ask us to say prior authorization, additional paperwork. The rationale they're going through that is try to annoy most of my friends say. Try to annoy most of physicians enough, and we don't bother to do the paperwork anymore. Yeah, that's probably their tactic there. But I guess for some of the general neurologists, I mean, if they only seen 20 or 30 Parkinson patients and they occasionally deal with that, and they don't want to bother to spend time for that, that's fine. But for me, and if I've seen so many Parkinson patients already, and I hate to not helping those patients, so that sometimes can be really bothersome paperwork-wise, additional paperwork. But then on the other hand, they might require you to step up. They ask you to try number 1, number 2, number 3 medication. If that's not